Okay, hi everybody. So, um, we start a Zoom call about the gospel because I did a post like last week asking to the people from the Bass Guitar for Beginners group what topic you would like to talk about, and the one that seemed that it was awakening more interest was gospel. So therefore, we're gonna make a call about gospel, how to play gospel songs. Okay, so I encourage you uh, to link via Zoom because then you could have some questions directly. But if not, you still have the video. Okay, so let's gonna start. In the first place, gospel drinks from many other styles, and it has its specific features. So we would say that in the same way we play blues, funk, or we play some walking bass lines, we can use exactly the same techniques for playing gospel. It's just that maybe it sounds slightly different. So, for example, if we play a blues bass line, most of the time it goes like that. Yeah, so that would be 1, 5, and 4, or maybe we could do 1, 6, 2, and 5, and that would be on blues style. Then, if we want to play it more within the gospel style, we would say that in the first place we would play quicker, and as well we would use approximation notes. So approximation notes means that notes that are close to the important grades of degrees of the scale. So if we play 1, 6, 2, and 5, we would do something like that. Uh, so, and the only thing that I'm doing here is just if that's the 1, and I want to go to the 6, which is here, so I just play the note before, just before. And the same I do for the 2, and the same I do for the 5, and it's all a speed up. Yeah, so I play that slowly again. Then we can play the same thing 1 octave lower. So if before I was playing the sixth grade here, the A here, I can play here. So that would be, and then I go to the 2, then I go to the 5th, and I go back to the 1. Okay, so that would be something quite simple. Then about walking bass, it's a quite complex bass technique, and you can put many notes there. But there are many ways to play a walking bass. But for the ones who never went through that, what I suggest is just to play the 1st and the 5th, and that works for many songs. So, for example, if we say that the chord progression is C, F, D, and G, and we want to make a walking bass. Sorry, C, F, and G. Yeah, so C. Well, that was just 2 chords. I was adding a lot of notes, but if we need to simplify, we always can play minims or or 2-beat notes. 1, 2. So especially for the ones who start. Sorry. Yes, so if I'm playing a C and the fifth, which is C, C, and G. And then I go F, which is the fourth, and the fifth. And we can always add a bit of notes. Then, another thing that's important, it's about the gospel shout, yes? And the gospel shout, there are different ways to play that. And maybe it's what calls more people's attention, because they play really quick notes and so on, and they use a lot of flicks. Yeah, so I would say they mainly use pentatonic scales. So if we want to use that, we need to know all the pentatonics on the fifth positions. Yeah. So we need to know the pentatonics. It really help us a lot if we know it by heart. And or we can just learn the licks that they play. Then before to carry on, I would like to explain the difference between riff and lick. A riff, it's a melody or a groove that you can identify with a song. Yeah, so for example, this one. Well, I would say that's a riff, yeah, because if we hear this line, that mainly it's what the guitar plays, despite I'm playing now with the bass. So we straight away we identify that within a specific song, yes, and we say, oh yeah, that's this this song, AC/DC song, yes. So we would say that that's a riff. A lick, it's extra phrases that we add, like in the same way that the drum does often add fills every 4 bars. So with the bass we add licks. So and a very good example of that it's on the gospel shop. So a way to of accompaniment, it's this one. That would be the basic groove, yeah. And the only thing that I'm doing, let's say I'm playing on D, or maybe let's gonna make, yeah, I'm playing on D, and I'm always playing E7, yes. So then the only thing that I'm doing, I'm just playing chromatism and like approximating notes of approximating. Yeah, maybe I do that to go to the root of the chord, that's C, or to go towards the fifth. And I can do that all around the neck. Yes, so that's the D, and that's the root. And if I start that, that's the 6, 7, major 7, and D. Then if that's D, I can start on the third, and I go to the fifth. Yeah, and I can do that in different octaves. So I can do lower octave, yeah, that's a way. And then that we would say that's the groove. And then we need to add a lick. Yeah, so normally most of the licks, because we are playing on a 7th chord, they use the Mixolydian scale. The Mixolydian scale is this scale. It's like a major scale, but it has a minor 7. Yes, so I would say that the major scale will be something like this. We don't use this scale. What we use instead, it's a Mixolydian. then an example of a lick would be something like that. I start playing the groove and then I will put a lick in between. That would be a lick, yeah. So the only thing, it can be many things. Whatever I play, it's on the mixed lead in a scale. So the idea is just to play the groove. Or maybe. So that's one example. Then we could pick one. So, and then what it works. That could be one, yeah. Yeah, so here I'm just playing the 7. It could be many things. It's then we can do exactly the same with funk. So that would be the groove. And the lick would be the so. Then we can go there. That would be like a blues. So for what I start to play a pedal, but then I carry on playing a blues. It's the main concept is that if you know pentatonics, then you can play them quickly, and that's the lick. And it can be whatever. So, well, that's basics. There are plenty of other things. So it's just to check this out and find your own vocabulary and your own licks. What I believe that's important, more than learning specific licks or specific items, it's to understand the principles. So therefore, you got the freedom to create your own ones. So when I was doing the gospel call, so what I'm just doing is going around to the mixed linear scales, but using approximation notes. Yeah, so that would be a couple of examples, but actually what I got in my mind when I play all those licks, it's just the scale and how I use it. Because then, if you understand what you're playing, you got a lot of freedom, and that allows you to don't rely on a really specific phrases. That's good to know some in order to get familiar with the style. That's always good, but it's good as well to understand what you're doing. Okay, so that's it for today. Um, then I think that I gave quite a lot of information. So, well, see you other time. Bye.